definition of money, various characteristics of money, and various types of money. So let's start. I always start my this session always with a motivation, and I always give the same motivational quote because I believe reading less and thinking more on the same is important. When obstacles arise, you change your direction to reach your goal. You do not change your decision to get there, right? Means whenever you face any problem in your life, do not change your ultimate goal which you have decided. Always change the ways of doing the things. Okay. Download Adda 24/7 app on your mobile. You get various updates plus various study materials plus various video lectures of not only banking but other government exams as well. So download it now, make it fast, share it on your social media. Also, we'll be running the new batch of June 22, means targeting June 22 of CAIIB, totally in English. So BFM, ABM and retail. All the three subjects would be covered. 30 lectures per subject. It's not a joke. Okay, entire portion will be covered in that. So definitely go for it. Tell your friends, share it on the social media. Starting from March 28. Don't forget the date. 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Timing also matches you so that your banking hours are not disturbed. Okay, so 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. we are giving a flat 80% discount. See here, this offer was valid from last 3 days, so today will be the last day for this offer. So use it as much as possible. Okay, tell your friends, again share it on the social media. See here, the more you share it on the social media, the more people will benefit from you. Okay, so the code to be used is Y432. Use this code. Without this code you won't get this 80% off. Okay, and how to go for it? Go on Adda 24/7, click on the JAIIB CAIIB, click on CAIIB. You'll see my photograph as well as the various details of the exam. Click on that and buy on that. Click buy, and then you put the code Y432. Once you put it, that's it. 80% off means out of 100 it costs you only 20 rupees then. Okay, such is a huge discount. Let's start. Money characteristic. What is money basically? Money is we always deal in money, notes, currencies, coins, but we don't understand the concept of money. Okay, was this same concept useful 2000 years back? No, something else was used. Will this same concept be used 2000 years hence? No, something else will be used. So what is that something else, and what is this going on everything? See here, money is just a medium of exchange. That's it. Money is an economic unit that functions as a generally recognized medium of exchange for transactional purposes in the economy, right? Means if see here, there are certain economies like in Zimbabwe, they had a note of 10 lakh, but that currency carried no meaning, because if you see in many South African countries, there are notes to be sold in the local market. Notes to be sold, loads of notes, and against what? Against this sell it at the general currency, means accepted currency, that is generally dollar. Okay, so is that money useful? Are those notes useful? Okay, before note bandi we use that 1000 rupees note and 500 rupees note. If I give you the same note today, okay, will you accept it? No. Why? Because it's not accepted. So meaning is medium of exchange. It should be recognized by somebody. So that somebody is the government. Okay, but the cryptocurrencies coming up, it's a totally shift. It's a shift from the fiat currencies, we can call it. We'll study that. Okay. Money originates in form of commodity having a physical property to be adopted by the market participants as a medium of exchange. Money can be market determined, officially issued legal tender, or fiat monies. Means fiat money means officially issued, which is controlled by RBI in India and other banks, other central banks in their currency, is called as fiat currency, fiat money. Money substitutes and fiduciary media and electronic cryptocurrencies. Here, all these are types of monies. We'll study that later. But remember, important part is it should be market determined, and or it should be officially issued by the government. In fact, both the combinations can be there. Market determined also, officially issued by the government also, or any central bank. Then money substitute means like gold or fiduciary media. Okay, so understand from CAIIB perspective. Importantly, remember, we are here to clear CAIIB exam. That's it. We are not here to study economics. Okay. So money is accepted medium, number one, recognized by everyone, number two, recognized by the government or the central bank. Okay. Functions of money. So money primarily functions as a medium of exchange. However, it has also developed secondary functions that derive from its use as a medium of exchange. So basically, primary function is I must give you something and you must accept it. Okay. If that something is gold also, then you will consider that as money. Okay. So these are the secondary functions are unit of money. Unit means medium of exchange. Second, store of value. Third, standard of deferred payment. Now these are important parts. Here we'll study one by one each. Medium of exchange or unit of money. Due to its use as a medium of exchange for both buying and selling, and its use to assign prices to all kinds of other goods and services, money can be used to keep track of the money gained or money lost across the multiple transactions and to compare money values of various combinations of different quantities of different goods and services mathematically. Such a big definition. So importantly remember, it must be used as a medium of exchange and I must be able to gather whether I have profited or lost in certain transaction. That's the simple meaning of this. And multiple transactions, I must be able to do it multiply. Means 1000, if I am having some 500 rupees note, that should be exchangeable through many hands. Okay, then only it's money. If it's only exchange between you and me, then it's called as non-negotiable, right? Between I give you, you take it. That's it. That's non-negotiable. But negotiable means it should be able to change the hands as simply as possible. Okay. So first point, medium of exchange. Remember this. Such a big definition. Only important part is I should be able to profit, means note whether I have profited or lost. Number one. I should be able to do multiple transactions, right? So these are the two main takeaways. This makes things such as accounting for profit and loss of a business, balancing a budget, and valuing of total assets of a company all possible. So basically, if I am able to know whether I have profited or lost, then what? Then balance sheet, P&L, everything will follow. Okay. Store of value. Because of money's usefulness as a medium of exchange in transactions is inherently future oriented, it provides a means to store value obtained through current production or trade for use in future in form of other goods and services. Now importantly, what do you mean by this store of value? Here, store of value means in layman's language, I'll tell you. This definition is okay. Importantly, if I give you 100 rupees notes and after 10 years also, if I ask you give me that note back, then also it's 100 rupees only, right? Of course, the value, what thing I buy today in 100 may not be possible after 10 years, but that 100 will remain 100 for at any cost, right? So that we mean by store of value. This 100 shouldn't come down to 50. Okay, so even that after 10 years that 100 rupees notes will be 100 rupees notes only, right? So that is called a store of value. So as a medium of exchange, inherently future oriented, right? That's why it's called as future oriented. It provides a means to store value obtained through current production and or trade off for use in future. So it should be I should be able to trade in current situation, present situation, or through the same currency I should be able to trade in future also. Only then it's of use, right? Do you accept the copper coins given some 1000 years back? No, right? Because store of value, it's not valued today. Do you think the same currency which is used today, the notes which are used today, would be of use after 100 years or 200 years? No, something else will come, right? So that's why the meaning is it should be useful for future oriented. So such a long term is view is not taken generally. In particular, trading, they are non-fungible, non-durable, non-portable, non-recognizable, or non-stable goods or services for money. Here and now, people can store the value of those goods for trade for goods at other times and places. So importantly, this money through this money I should be able to buy some goods today also, some goods after future also, means in future date also. Okay, so basically remember, whatever is the store of value, means whatever is the amount printed over on that note, same should remain after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years also. Standard for deferred payment. To the extent that money is accepted as general medium of exchange and serves as a useful store of value, it can be used to transfer the value for exchange use at different times between people through the tools of the credit and debt, right? So I should be able to transfer. What do you mean by deferred payment? Basically, firstly understand that what is deferred payment. Deferred payment means in future, on happening of certain event, if I am guaranteeing some payment, so that is known as deferred payment. See here, there are two types of important due date payments. One is usance and second is deferred. Okay, usance means there is a bill of exchange involved. Deferred means there is no bill of exchange involved. Usance means on a separate date, specific date, and deferred means on happening of an event, means after Diwali I will pay you. I don't know when Diwali is. Okay, so after Diwali I'll pay you. So that's it. Okay, that's called as a deferred payment. Okay, so important part over here was standard for deferred payment, means I should be able to pay for any goods today also, or I should be able to guarantee you that I'll be paying you some money in future, means something you should also accept it, you can also accept it, only then it's called as standard for deferred payment. Okay, so use at different times between people through tools of credit and debt. That's important. Okay, now have you seen the notes? Just outside question, have you seen the note? Okay, on that note, that RBI governor writes there, right? I guarantee or I assure to give that value of ₹100 to whoever brings the note to that governor. Okay, tomorrow if you go and take that note to that governor, to RBI governor, and give him this note, and then you'll ask him, okay, give me the value. Now what value do you have? What can he give you? Okay, so there is nothing written. That's a concept of zero actually. That's a different topic. So there is nothing which the RBI governor can give you. 100 rupee notes value means he can again give you the same note only. Okay, so how is the value determined? Value is determined through the outside market. That note, if you take it somewhere else and then you can buy something, that is known as value. Okay, types of money. Market determined money. So market determined means what? Money originates as a feature of spontaneous order of markets through the practice of barter, where people trade one good or service directly for another good or service. So market determined means people should be able to trade using that currency or trade using that medium of exchange. Okay, earlier it was barter, now it's money, some medium has been brought in. In order for the trade to occur in the barter, parties to exchange must want the good or services that their counterparties have to offer. See here, when is the business done? When you are ready to sell and somebody else is ready to buy, only then the business is done, right? And when you both agree, then there should be some medium of exchange. That can be barter, that can be gold, that can be money, or that can be in future some cryptocurrency. This is known as the double coincidence of wants, and it sharply limits the scope of transactions that can occur in the barter system. Okay, that's why money has been brought in. Legal tender and fiat money. Fiat means, I told you, legal and fiat means basically mean one and the same thing. Some government agency has recognized that currency. Okay, so that is known as legal tender or fiat money. Something which is regulated by the government is known as a fiat currency. Typically, this involves a legal mandate to use a specific good as money, also known as legal tender law, or some kind of prohibition on the use of money, such as use of cigarettes as a medium of exchange among prison inmates. Okay, so what do you mean by this? See here, legal tender means it should be recognized by government firstly, and government should prohibit it, something. Okay, that is also called as a legal tender. Means what? See this, specific goods as money, okay, allowed, or some kind of prohibition Do you use this cigarettes or some drinks for exchange? No, you can't use it because government or legally it's not allowed. So legal tender laws specify a certain good as legal money which courts will recognize as a final means of payment in contracts and legal means of settling tax bills. Means basically tax bills means what? Here we mean that it should be accepted by the government. If tomorrow I bring all the notes and give it back to the government, they should be able to get take back those notes. Okay, so that's what is called as legal tender. The one who issues it should be able to take it back. Okay, by default, the legal tender will typically be used as a medium of exchange by the market participants within the political jurisdiction of the authority that declares it to be money, right? What does this mean? Rupee can be used in India only. If you give rupee in foreign currency or in USA or UK, will they accept it as a medium of exchange? No. They have their own currencies, right? So that's why it's called as, it should be acceptable by that government. Only then it's a legal tender. Rupee is not a legal tender in other currency. Dollar is not a legal tender in India, right? Cryptos. This is a separate part altogether. Cryptocurrencies are peer-based money. See here, we are not dealing in cryptocurrencies now. It's just for the knowledge sake. Whatever is coming, okay? So cryptocurrencies are peer-based money such as Bitcoin. These type of money are electronically based on the electronic accounting entries that can be used as a medium of exchange. So understand this cryptocurrencies. You must understand this from the knowledge perspective. I won't suggest you to deal in some cryptocurrencies here as far as the government does not accept it as a legal tender. We should not deal in anything, okay, in any country. That is important part. But taking knowledge is very important. You should have the knowledge of everything because see here, you must have the knowledge of what is good. Also you must have the knowledge of what is bad. So both the things are required. So that's why from the knowledge perspective you take this cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are peer-based money such as Bitcoin. This type of money is electronically based on electronic accounting entries that can be used as a medium of exchange. See here, basically the problem with cryptos is it's not a fiat currency up till now. No government recognizes it except some countries. There are certain countries which have accepted it as a legal tender. Okay, but there are certain problems to it because tomorrow if anything you want something and you have ample money, you can definitely issue your own crypto. So that is a risk over here. So where is the regulation? Because any society, any country works on the regulations. So there is no regulation. Cryptos share many characteristics of both market demand determined money and fiat money. See here, both the characteristics are there. Means it's like open ledger system we call it. That's the meaning of basically crypto or blockchain. See here, don't get confused between blockchain and cryptos. Blockchain is good. That can be used in even the government machinery also. But cryptocurrency is based on blockchain, but that is not legal tender as of now. Okay. So just for your sake, reminder, we are starting with the CAIIB batch of June 22, targeting June 22 from March 28, 2022. It's starting from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Tell your friends, share it on the social media. We have 80% flat off going on for today. Today is the last day for that. Use this code Y432. Share it with your friends. 80% off is not a joke. Okay. So coming back to the topic, we are dealing in this store of value, characteristics of money. So just for the total means whatever is the summary of our today's lecture. So importantly, today's lecture dealt with what? Money. So just for I'll summarize everything. What is money? Money is basically a medium of exchange, economic unit that functions as generally recognized medium of exchange for transactional purposes. Okay, so it should be acceptable by all in the society. It should be acceptable by the government. It should be accepted as a medium of exchange. Point number one. That is its primary use. Okay. Then what is its secondary use? Secondary use is fiat currency, legal tender, right? Then it should be easy to handle. Now this is very important characteristic of money. Easy to handle. Suppose let's say if do you know in many Zimbabwe or Venezuela also, in Zimbabwe basically, if you have to buy a bread and if you want to use their local currency, now I think so it doesn't work at all. They have recognized dollar as a medium of exchange. But if you consider their local currency and if you want to buy a bread, okay, you have to take roughly 2 sacks of money. That's what is means accepted in the market. 2 sacks of money, full bora, we call it bora, all sacks of money to buy just single piece of bread or single packet of bread. Is that the characteristic of money? If I ask you today, bring 2 sacks of rupees to buy one bread, will it be accepted as a general currency? No. So firstly, it should be easy to handle. Easy to handle, number one. It should be able to exchange hands, number two, right? Then it should be basically unit, means medium of exchange, store of value, and standard of deferred payment. Means I should be able to pay for something in future using this same currency or same medium of exchange. So that is called as deferred. Then we studied store of value. Value should be 100 rupee note today will also be 100 rupee note in future. Okay. Then we studied all these three characteristics. Then we studied types of money. Types of money was market determined money. Market determined means which is determined by the market. Means market accepts it. Okay, that it's a currency of or medium of exchange. Only then it is considered as market determined. Okay, only then it's considered as money. So firstly, accepted by the market, determined by the market. Secondly, fiat currency, legal tender. Okay, so this is another type of money which should be recognized by the government. And thirdly, cryptos. So that is the separate part altogether. So that was the basic purpose of today's lecture. I hope you might have understood today's concept of money, characteristics of money, and types of money, because this money question comes for around 1 mark and 1 mark, roughly 3 to 4 marks. Okay, definition of money or characteristic of money comes, and types of money are asked sometimes. Okay, means basically fiat currency is asked. Okay, so just to summarize and just to close the topic, importantly remember this batch ABM, BFM, retail, March 28, 6 am to 8 am. Use this 80% off code. Use this code Y432. Okay, so I'll take the leave and meet you tomorrow. See you in the live classes also. Okay.